Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Timothy here. We're in the finals of this pod. We are actually playing first this time, playing a red-blue. I don't really want to call it a spell deck. This is fine. This imaginary threats looks super embarrassing. It's so bad. I don't know. Maybe this will be the matchup where it really shines, but I can't imagine there's too many matches where it's great. I don't really know when you'd want to go for it either. Like, obviously, in some weird board stall where each player has 15 creatures or something like that, it could do some stuff, but I've not seen a situation where I would have really liked casting this. And unfortunately, my other main deck options weren't amazing. We could play like a main deck Countervailing Winds or another Nimble Blade Kenner or something like that, but show me the 2-drop. Show me a Ruin Rat. Ooh, Sunset Pyramid. I do like that because it lets me commit to the board, but it also means my opponent's going to have clear ways to get out of Mana Screw or really take over the late game should we get that far. I'm a big fan of Pyramid. Big fan. Some might say I'm its biggest fan. We kind of need to hit a land drop here. I would probably cycle Granitic Titan. No, I would definitely cycle Imaginary Threats. I'm just not casting that. My opponent is declaring blockers. I don't think they are going to block with their Sunset Pyramid, but we shall see. I'm also currently looking at Commander 2017 spoilers, which are awesome. I'm a big Commander player. In real life, I don't really play online, mostly because I don't have a deck online. I don't want to pay too much to put one together. Not sure what my opponent's thinking about here, so we're just going to chill for a little while. Fortunate Few, 3 and double white for sorcery. Choose a non-land permanent you don't control. Then each player chooses a non-land permanent he or she doesn't control that hasn't been chosen and destroy all other non-land permanents. My god. Cultivator. Alright. Ooh, please just draw from your pyramid. Oh no. Cut to Ribbons. Wow. Cut to Ribbons is super powerful. I'll have to remember that's in the graveyard. I don't think I have any way to hate on my opponent's graveyard. Nice play from the opponent, though. Again, looking like a weird 3-color deck. Maybe I'm assuming just red, green, splash, and black for cut or ribbons, but possibly not. Killing the aerial guide there was pretty big. It gets a lot of pressure off board. I'm still gonna hit my opponent down to 2 or down 4-2. Play my Emberhorn Minotaur, so I've got pressure on board. Drawing the land there was nice because Emberhorn Minotaur is going to be pretty key or pretty good card. Imaginary threats, I don't know. Maybe it's good if my opponent like taps down things for Survivor's Encampment, but it's kind of a whatever card. My opponent's probably on a bad connection here. Put the opponent down to 16. We've got a pretty good leg up on him. Not drawn any removals thus far. Opponent's got a lot to do with their mana. 4 cards in hand. Cut the Ribbons is excellent card. I don't know that I've ever cast Ribbons in Limited, but I have cast my fair share of cuts. All right, Moaning Wall. So my opponent's either playing a board sweeper or I don't know. Now, thing here is I can attack. I'll probably have to exert this to get through Moaning Wall. I can also attack with the Minotaur and use Open Fire to kill anything that blocks it, but I think I just want to play Avian Reedstalker, so I think what I'm going to do here is attack with just the Minotaur, offer my opponent 5 points of damage, follow up with Reedstalker. I also get to hold up Open Fire this way. Also note, I don't know if I said it yet or not. I don't pay attention to myself speaking, but if my opponent taps a creature with Survivor's Encampment, I can keep it locked down for a turn with imaginary threats, but I don't imagine I'm going to be casting an imaginary threats against a bunch of defenders this game. Playing creatures like this usually tells me my opponent has a board wipe or they're just trying to get to some really big late game bomb. What that is, I don't know. But they're not going to be able to use their pyramid for a while, or at least, you know, they've got some activations that take a lot of mana to use. Fractured Identity. 3 mana. No, 5 mana. 3 white and blue. We'll read that in a sec. Go and exert this guy. See if you want to double block. It's possible. No, just takes it. That's respectable. We'll go and pass turn, flash an Aven Reedstalker on your end step. Burning Fist Minotaur can technically attack into these creatures pretty freely. Huh, that's not the creature I was expecting, nor am I too worried about it. Okay. I will just get Reedstalker over killing that. Yeah, it can block, because he does have another zombie. Doesn't look like my opponent has a land this turn. Guess we just want to keep hitting lands here. Cartouche would be nice. Ooh, how do I feel about Mirror Mirage? Or Mirage Mirror. I always say it backwards. One thing I did find out about Mirage Mirror is if you turn it into a creature that has an exert ability and you exert it, it will remain tapped on the following turn. It does not circumvent that. I kind of like cycling here to try and hit a land and then playing Mirage Mirror, but we're definitely going to get in for 2 unless my opponent has a random stinging shot, which they could. Put my opponent down to 9. Mirage Mirror is not amazing on this board. Maybe I want to hold up Imaginary Threats. I could force these two to attack me. I mean, he could just activate this ability, but that uses 3 mana. He could also play another creature post-combat, but if he doesn't, and these attack me, I take 3, right? I'm not going to die, and then this is his only blocker unless he blocks. Maybe we cast Imaginary Threats here. I kind of like it. So hopefully they just play out something in their main phase and we can see whether that's a good idea or not. But if they go to combat, I'll probably cast Imaginary Threats here. And this does not have Defender, so it either has to attack me or he has to use the mana to sack it, which uses up 3 of his mana for the turn. Cycling a Rot Beast. Don't tell me you're not. There's no way you're a zombie deck. Okay, go to combat. Yeah. Ooh, let's see what you've got. Scrounger of Souls. How do I feel about that? It's fine. I can still put myself in a position where, I mean, all of my stuff can attack into it. Imaginary Threats also keeps these down for another turn cycle. So what happens if I attack him? He could double block the wall, or he could double block this. He would gain 3, but take potentially 6, 7, 8. That would put him down to 4. He could block the Minotaur, in which case I could pitch 2 cards to first strike this off, and then he would take 5, 6, 7 down to 2, or he could just not block and die. I kind of like Imaginary Threats here. I'm going to let that happen. See, the thing is, he doesn't have mana. Creatures target opponent controls. So I do have to target my opponent. Okay, now you have to attack me with these 2 things. Unfortunately, I don't have the ability to, like, kill them off, but these have to attack, and they do not untap during my opponent's next turn. I go down to 17. Nice clean answer for this would be nice, but most of my stuff deals 3 damage. Okay. So, probably should have kept that in hand. The thing is, if he blocks Minotaur with, say, Scrounger of Souls... Oh, actually... Then I could pitch Mirror plus Granitic Titan. I'm dealing 2 damage to prevent him the ability to gain life off this. If I attack with both of these, I get to just eat Scrounger of Souls because he probably blocks. I think that's fine. I don't think I want to pitch anything to Burning Fist Minotaur here. So attack here, give this Menace that forces him to block with both things if he wants to block, and if he doesn't, I just open fire him out of the game here. But if he double blocks, I'm fine with him going up to 10 life if it means, ooh, he did not block. Alright, so now I get to just open fire his face. Oh, look, Imaginary Threats is the most busted card. Alright, game 2. Am I playing against zombies? It doesn't seem right. I want ways to get around his stupid wall creatures, his O5, his O3, which makes cards like this look a little bit worse, but I don't think I have very much in way of doing that. If he's building up to something big, Countervailing Winds is probably fine, and he's playing like stupid defender creatures, so Imaginary Threat's looking pretty weak, even though it was nice there. I think he wants to be attacking me anyway. I don't know what my opponent's doing. He probably has some really big bomb that we just didn't see. He is 2-0, so we have to keep that in mind and give our opponent some due diligence here. But I'll take Countervailing Winds over the Imaginary Threats here. Even though Threats is good against 0-power creatures that don't have Defender, it doesn't match up well against an opponent playing Moaning Walls or Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs. It looked okay there. It wasn't, like, amazing, right? This hand's fine. I haven't really had the chance to test out Mirror much. Okay, Cultivator on turn 1 is good. I'm not going to be able to attack into that very well. But we could go Minotaur into probably Scrapper here. Ooh, Vitalist. It's a good play. Maybe my... Okay, opponent attacking for 0. I love it. Open Fire is a nice draw. What we don't want to see is some dumb 4 toughness creature. I would love to see my opponent just like play land, Castle Arch, and Raw Beast or something like that, if they're going to be ramping into something. They could also possibly just go fetch a land here, have lots of mana next turn. Nothing. Bizarre. Don't love the idea of attacking into them. We will go ahead and play Scrapper here. Hope I don't fight a Torment of Venom. Could get down Mirror here, but... Alright, let's go get you your 3rd color. Again, this kind of screams God to me, right? You're going to see a Scorpion God? No, Grizzly Survivors. So, a bunch of... I don't want to say bad, but like subpar creatures from the opponent. Ooh, Trial of Zeal. I will go and play that over Open Fire. Unfortunately, again, I don't have a lot of pressure on my opponent, but they're not really doing much to me either. And I'm working my way towards a insult to injury here. A kicked insult, so to speak. There are a number of big things my opponent can play that kind of brick wall me. Alright, Pyramid's solid. Oh. Okay, well... I don't think my opponent's going to block the Minotaur, so I think you just want to attack there. Now, here's the question. Do I want to actually open fire your mana producer? Because you didn't play a land last turn. Nah, I think I just want to play Thresher Lizard. How do I feel about the Mirror? Mirror doesn't do too much. So, Minotaur is definitely attacking. I would love for my opponent to just block. It's kind of weird, my opponent. I mean, they could have a 1-mana spell here that they want to cast. Like a Magma Spray or something. Otherwise, you attack with the Vitalist there because you're not going to block with it. You might as well get in 1 extra damage. Thresher Lizard seems right here. And land would be nice. Like, if my opponent plays Scrounger of Souls, I draw land. That puts me pretty far ahead. Yeah, my opponent was going to have that 5th land regardless. I don't think I can beat, like, a Scorpion God or something. Rampage and Hippo. Well, I guess we'll do the same thing we did last game. Currently only have 1 card in hand. Let's see, if I cast just Insult here, I can attack for 8 plus 6. I can attack for 14 if my opponent doesn't block. And if they do block, I don't love the idea of Open Fire and trade Thresher Lizard when my opponent still has 3 cards in hand and infinite mana. Could also play Mirage Mirror. I could also pitch 2 cards to Burning Fist Minotaur. Or I could just hold up Countervailing Winds for 1. That's not amazing. I think we just play Mirror here. And wait till we get to a turn where we can cast Insult plus Injury. Very likely my opponent attacks me anyway. cycle this countervail wins. Rod and Bone Slasher. That's probably gonna eat an open fire at some point. Alright, attack me with the hippo. No, because I can make this a hippo. So this is looking pretty poor when my opponent has infinite mana. And they might be able to get to a point where Sunset Pyramid can actually just take this game over. Okay, now we can insult plus injury your stupid hippo card. This can't block. You block Minotaur. No, you can't block Minotaur. So you block Thresher Lizard, I lose that. And you take... well, you'd be at 12. Then you take another 4 here unless you just block. That's not great. Another thing we could do is turn the mirror into a hippo. Just cast Insult and attack with the mirror. It'd be a 10 power trampler. My opponent has 4 mana available, 2 cards in hand. Could also just play Flyer and hold up Mirage Mirror. That seems okay, but I don't want my opponent to get too many activations off their Sunset Pyramid. Let's see, if I spend 3 mana to turn this in, or 2 mana to turn this into a hippo, and I cast Insult, that leaves me 1 mana up, so not much else I can do. I can attack with everything. My opponent could actually just eat Burn and Fist Minotaur at that point, and chump Thresher Lizard. They would take 10. If I turn Mirror into a hippo and attack just as is, my opponent could double block. I could use Open Fire to, say, kill off the hippo, but then I'm trading the mirror as well. I think we just put the Flyer down. None of these options seem amazing to me. This is going to let my opponent use their Sunset Pyramid. But, unfortunately, my opponents have been playing 5/6s. That is the bane of our existence. Now, what I need my opponent to do is just attack me with the hippo. That could put me in a pretty decent spot. Alright, 3 cards in hand, 1 more activation on your pyramid. Oh god, something else big? Oh, Scrounger. Well, that's going to eat insult to injury. Almost definitely. Ooh, Illusory Wrappings on Hippo seems fantastic. So now I would need to use insult plus injury to kill this. And then we can Wrappings the Hippo next turn. So we're going to go ahead and insult our opponent. You ugly, I don't know. Sorry, Mr. Juju 108, you're not ugly. Cast this. Hope my opponent can't interact. Go ahead and obliterate Scrounger of Souls. Opponent with 2 cards in hand, 3 mana available. That just happened. Now, yeah. I can make this a lethal attack. If I attack with Minotaur, he blocks here pretty profitably, but this has to chump Thresher Lizard. I think I want to offer him the trade for his Hippo. If he wants to trade his Hippo for Thresher Lizard, I am 100% okay with that. That gets the biggest problem off board. Alright, Stinging Shot on my guy is okay. It's okay. That's respectable too. Go ahead and draw your last card from the pyramid. Now my opponent could start taking this game over if I believe this, if I put Illusory Wrappings on your Hippo and become a copy of it. Ooh, Devotee of Strength. That's a nice one. Yeah, that attack is very respectable. In fact, that's what you should do. Ooh, hoo, hoo. Alright, so what I was saying was, I think if I put Illusory Wrappings on this and then I have my mirror become a copy of it, I think the mirror is just a base copy of the card, so it doesn't figure in Illusory Wrappings. I like the idea of going Open Fire on this. Illusory Wrappings on this. If he gives it +2/+, oh no, he can give the Devotee +2/+2 in response, so that's not a very good call. I'll go ahead and hold up Open Fire. And what that'll do is my opponent's very likely going to scry on end step. I'll go ahead and shoot this off in response. So what I want to do here is just put Illusory Wrappings on this bad boy. Set it up for next turn. Opponent does still have one card in hand. Now if I attack with Burning Fist Minotaur, he can block with the Hippo, give it +2/+2. I would eat my guy. Nah, I don't think I need to rush anything here. I'm going to wait for my opponent to scry on end step and shoot off his Devotee of Strength. While he can't activate. Yep. Alright. Kill this. Because that card's very problematic. And then next turn I get to start doing some real damage. Plus Thresher Lizard will be pumped up. So... Ooh, scry on upkeep is good for me. That means you're digging. That means you don't have an immediate answer to what's going on. Should see what my opponent did. Lurching Rot Beast. They scried on top, so it was probably this Rot Beast. Alright, now Bone Slasher can play defense, but I have this Cartouche. Alright, so I could make Mirror into like a copy of something and put the Cartouche on it. Oh, the Cartouche bounces my Trial. Hoo-hoo. That's spicy. So, Cartouche on Thresher Lizard. Wow. Okay, now we're going off. And then, oh wow, this is amazing. So, if I shoot off Lurching Rot Beast, he can't actually block with his Marauder anymore. And I get to cast Strategic Planning. Well, this turn just worked out amazingly for us. Kill this. I'm not going to cast Strategic Planning. I'm going to make a Hippo here. Turn this into your Hippo. I'm pretty sure it should just turn it into a 5/6 Trampler. Yep. Your Bone Slasher cannot attack anymore. You have no profitable blocks. This is a lethal attack. You have to block. Yeah. Whoa, I forgot all about that Cartouche bounce and the Trial to my hand. That's an interaction that doesn't come up anymore, and my opponent's at 2. Oh my god, are we going to get the trophy? We're going to get the trophy. I can feel it. Bantu's Last Reckoning. Suck it. That's fine. I have Aven Initiate in the graveyard. Oh, come on. Just let me have this. Obelisk Spider? What? No. Don't do that. Okay. All I need to do is turn the Mirror into a First Striker. That way my opponent has no way of getting this ability here. If they have one card in hand, have it become a copy of this thing. I could even turn it into a Flick creature here. Wait, what? What am I doing? Have this become a copy of this. That way, if my opponent does have some weird pump spell or something I don't know about, I get to actually kill them in first strike damage before this ever has a chance to trigger. And that Bone Slasher cannot block. That's one of the downsides of Bone Slasher. Alright, we got it. Yes, we finally got the 5th one. Oh, that was so clutch. Alright. Blue-red beats, man. Blue-red beats. Let's go ahead and... Oh, I guess I can't. Woo! Alright, so Imaginary Threats is garbage, even though it was okay. I don't think it was even, like, pivotal in winning that last game. It was just okay. It locked down, like, some really weak creatures, but... Anyway, my opponent, unfortunately, did not get to ribbons us out of the game. We were putting on too much pressure. This deck played very well. It had good removal. Hour of Devastation, I don't think it ever shone particularly in a game, but it definitely played out very well in the matches where I actually got to cast it. And I appreciate you guys sticking around and playing. I hope I demonstrated some of these kind of long-forgotten cards like Mirage Mirror and stuff like that and give you an idea of how they work. Takeaway here is that even if you don't have the busted stuff for red-blue, creatures plus interaction is a nice way to win the game. And I guess I played against a bunch of opponents who were doing kind of janky 3-color stuff, and my opponents didn't play a lot of removal against me today. So we kind of got away with playing a bunch of creatures. Anyway, my name's Timothy. You can always check out new videos on the channel whenever I put them up. School is starting up for me soon, so they might be a little bit slower. And I am starting to stream on Twitch probably on Thursdays. So be on the lookout there. You can find me under the name Drake Swarm on Twitch. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel and give me any pointers or any advice. With that being said, last time, my name's Timothy. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see y'all next time.